Are you trying to build an online store using Shopify and you don't know where to start? In today's video, I will be teaching you how to use Shopify as a beginner. I will also be offering free templates to help you get started and follow me through the steps that I will be teaching you. You can then turn your shop from this into this in no time. To get those templates, just click on the link down below in my description box and it will be sent to you via email. Oh, and by the way, my name is Christine and welcome to my channel. Shopify is one of the most popular e-commerce platforms out there. It is easy to build and you don't need to be a developer or someone who knows how to code to be able to use it. I personally use Shopify to sell my digital products. Right now, Shopify is currently offering a free 3-day trial and $1 in your first 3 months of using Shopify. To start, make sure you click on the link down below in my description box to create your account and start using Shopify. The very first thing you'll see after creating your Shopify account is your Shopify dashboard. It may look overwhelming at first, but trust me, you'll get used to it in no time. So here on the left, you can click and access all the things you need for your store. But right now in this tutorial, let's just focus on the things that we need to successfully build our online store. So first, let's go ahead and create our product. So there are 2 types of products that we can add on Shopify. It can be physical or digital. I'm going to show you how to add both. So first, let's add a physical product. You can add your product title here, then add your description. You can also make use of Shopify's AI description generator. Just click this icon and then put some words that can describe what the product is about. Then AI will generate the rest of the description for you. But make sure to double check and edit the description if necessary. Once you're done with the description, you can then go ahead and upload your product photos. I would recommend to at least have 3 product photos to make it look more engaging and professional. If not, that's okay, you can just add more later on. What is the difference between price and compare at price? So the price will be the amount that the customer will be paying, and compare at price is the price that will show us the original price of the product. This will be useful if you are having a sale of the product. Here is an example of putting just price alone, and here is an example of putting a price and compare at price. Then cost per item, you can add here the cost of acquiring your product and then it will show you your profit and margins. This is useful if you want to track your profits and not just your revenue. You can also just leave this blank. Inventory, you can check this if you want to track your inventory and put here the number of stocks you have for this product. You can also check this if you want to continue selling this product even when it's out of stock. So it's gonna be a pre-order. Just make sure though that your processing and shipping times are communicated properly to your customers. You can write it in the product descriptions if you have to. You can also add SKU or barcode if you have. If not, just leave it blank. Then a check mark on this is a physical product and put on the weight. This is important to have, especially when you are shipping your items. It can affect the shipping rate, so you want to have this as accurate as possible. Then moving on, let's go to variants. So there are also 2 other types of products, a simple product and variable product. Simple products have no variations, and variable products can have multiple variations like colors, sizes, and more. Simple products have only one price, one color, one size, and has no other styles. So this product I'm adding now is just a simple product, so we leave this option blank. Later, I will show you how to add a variable product. Now here on the right side, you can select the status of your product. You can set it to active, meaning it will be shown in the store once you hit the save button, or set it to draft so that it will not be shown just yet. This is useful if your store is already live to your customers and you don't want them to see your products that are not yet ready for release. Then select the vendor. If you make all the products by yourself, then you would be the only vendor, but if you are selling products from multiple sources, then it is helpful for you to manage vendor information so you can track inventory and sales based on vendors. Then collections, in here you can select a collection for this product manually if you have a collection already created, or my favorite process is to just use tags and target those tags to create a collection. I will show you later on how to create the collection based on tags. So let's fill out the tags. For this product, I will put stickers so that I can have this in the stickers collection, and pastel to have this on the pastel collection as well. Then leave the theme template as default product for now. You can customize this later on. And then let's save the product. Next, let's create another product. a physical variable product. Let's follow the same process like we did a while ago and just jump right into the variants. And by the way, you can just leave the pricing blank on this area if you have different pricing on the variants. But if all your variants have same pricing, then just put the price here. So here in variants, you can add options like color, then fill out the colors that are available for your product, then click done. Then you can also add more options if needed, like size. In here, as you can see, the variants are shown and you can then fill out the prices. You can also select how you want to group these variants by clicking here. So I want to group this product by color so that I can add variant image based on color. It's just easier and faster as compared to grouping them by size than adding variant image again and again. By adding variant images, every time someone clicks on a color in the store, the photo will show the product image in that color. Also, don't forget to put stocks available for each size and color for inventory tracking. Once that is done, just hit save. Next, let's create a digital product. First, let's install the app called Digital Downloads. I'm putting the link of this app in the description box below. Once you have that installed, let's now add your digital product. So again, let's add the title, description, product photos, then the pricing. Let's also uncheck the inventory tracking unless you want to sell this product to a limited number of times. It's totally up to you. But in my case, I don't, so I'll uncheck this. We also need to uncheck the physical product since we are creating a digital product. You can add variants if you need to, but in my case, I don't have variants for this digital product that I'm adding, so I'm skipping it. Then let's add the tags and then save the product. Now it's time to add a downloadable digital product. Up here, click on More Actions. Then you will see Add Digital File. Click on that and it will bring you to the page where you can add the digital files for your product. Click Add Files and select the files. Once upload is done, click the Save button. And that's it. Your digital product is ready for selling. And if you're curious, this is how the customers will see your digital products once they purchase it. They will also receive an email of the downloadable file. They can also access this in your Shopify store if they log into their account. Now moving on to collections. You can find collections under the products. By default, Shopify has a homepage collection created, which is going to show all the products you have on your store. I don't need a homepage collection, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. Now let's try adding a new collection. Let's click on Create Collection. Then I'm going to name it Bestsellers. I'm just going to leave the description part blank, but you can also add something here if you like. Now there are two ways to add a product on a collection. You can either add them manually or automated, which they named as Smart. What I like to do is use the Smart option so that every time I add a new product, it will be automatically added on the collection. If you have a lot of products, this is really helpful to have your collections automated because it can really be tiring to add them each time. Now let's select Smart, and as you can see, it will show the conditions. How I want to target them is via vendor. So let's select the vendor and it should be equal to your vendor name. And if you have two or more vendors, you can add them as well, but just make sure that you selected any condition so that any product from any vendor will be shown under this collection. Now here on the right side, we can also add a collection photo. You can easily create one via Canva. You can also use the one on my freebie to try out. Again, just click on the link down below to get your free templates. Let's click on Add Image and select the photo, upload, and once that is done, let's click Save. Once the collection is created, you should then be able to see the products here. We can then update the sort option to best-selling. And there you have your bestsellers collection. Next is I'm going to create a new arrivals collection and then just change a few things. One of them is the collection photo, and then I'm going to update the sort to newest, and that should be good to go. Now let's try adding a sale collection. So again, let's create a new collection, add the title, then the collection type is Smart. Now the conditions you will select is based on compare at price, and select is not empty. This means that every time you have a product with a compare at price, it will automatically be added on the sale collection. If you remember a while ago when we created a product, you can have a sale product if you put a price and compare at price. You can then have a sale collection just based on pricing. Now again, let's add a collection photo and hit save. And as you can see here, the products that are currently on sale will be shown. I would just like to sort this by newest, but it's up to you on how you want it sorted. And lastly, I'm going to show you how to create a collection based on tags. If you remember, we created our products and added appropriate tags a while ago. We don't do manual here, and as much as possible, I would recommend you to automate your business to save time and effort. So if you subscribe to my channel, you should be able to learn some new tips and tricks every time I add a new video. So what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button now and turn on notifications. Anyway, going back to the tutorial, again, let's create a collection. Add the title. Here, I'm adding stickers. I'm just gonna leave the description as blank. Then collection type, smart, and have tag here, and it should be equal to sticker. I'd also like to add another condition just in case, and put here stickers. And make sure to change this to any condition. This way I wouldn't worry if I did a typo between stickers or sticker when adding the tags to my products. Now add collection photo and hit save. And sort this based on your preference. And there you have it. You just learned how to create collections on Shopify like a pro. And now it's time to start editing your online store. Let's click on online store and let's go to themes. Shopify by default has a free theme called Dawn. Now you can use this free theme if you're just starting out and don't want to invest on a theme just yet. This is pretty much a basic theme, but it should be good enough for your needs. However, if you are interested and if you are not aware, I also sell Shopify themes on my store, pastelgrid.com, and my themes are very customizable and has Canva templates included to make it easier for you to start your Shopify store. Now let's click on that customize button to start editing the free theme and see what we're dealing with. As you can see here, it's just a simple theme, but we can try editing this out to make it look aesthetic. Now what I would like to do first is add a logo and my branding colors. So let's go here to theme settings, then upload our logo, adjust the width, then also upload our favicon. Then let's also edit the colors. I'll add a color scheme and add my colors here. I also would like to update the typography. I usually like to use Poppins as the font, so let's select that here as well as on the body. Animations, I will just leave this to none so that it won't affect my store's load speed. Then buttons, you can update the style of your buttons here. Then there's variant fields, inputs, product cards, collection cards, and more. Just feel free to experiment on the stylings of these here. Then let's go back to the sections on our homepage. As you can see here, we just have an image banner and a feature collection as sections. We can add more if necessary. For now, let's update this banner first to something more aesthetic. So let's click on image banner section, then let's upload our banner. I have here created a banner via Canva a while ago, and I'm gonna use it on this store. Then I'm just gonna leave the second image blank. Then I will adjust the overlay opacity here and set it to 0. For banner height, I'd set this up to adapt the first image, so it's gonna show the banner's complete image and it won't be cut off. And I'll just leave the rest here as it is. And lastly, I'll just delete these blocks under image banner section because I don't need this. If you want to use these templates that are currently used on this demo, just click on the link down below in my description box. It's free and all I'm asking is to please just subscribe to my channel. Next, I'm gonna add a section called collection list. Then I'm going to move this on top of the featured collection by dragging this here. Then I'm gonna remove the heading. I can also set the image ratio here, but I'm gonna leave this as square. I can also set the number of columns on desktop, so I'm gonna put 4 here. Next, let's update the color scheme to the one we added. And I'm just gonna leave the view all button unchecked because I don't need that for this. For mobile layout, I like to set it at 2 columns. And lastly, I would update the style here to card. So since I've set up the columns to show 4 on desktop, I would add another collection here since there's only 3. And now it's time to select the collections. Here I would add the new arrivals, then bestsellers, sale, and pastel collection. Once that is done, let's save our current progress. Let's make it a habit to save our progress from time to time to make sure that we are not going to add it from the start in case something bad happens. Now moving on, let's update the featured collection section. I would like to show here my new arrivals. So let's replace the collection here to new arrivals, and let's just leave this product count to 4, but you can add more if you want. Then let's update the heading to say new arrivals. Maybe add a star emoji here, then maybe make it bold. and I'll just leave the heading size too small. I'll just leave this description as blank, but you can add if you want, and you can play around with the rest of the settings here. Then product card image ratio, I'll just have this a square just to be sure that all my products have uniform product image sizes. You can also select image shape, but I just usually leave it as default. And you can also enable this vendor to show vendor name if you have more than one vendor for your store. I'd also like a quick add to cart button here, so I'll select standard. Then for mobile layout, I'm just gonna select 2 columns. Next, I'm gonna add another section called image with text. Then I'm gonna upload the image I created on Canva as well. Image height, adapt to image. Image placement, image first. And for the rest of the settings, I'm gonna leave it as is. But what I would like to do though is to remove this border. So I'm gonna scroll all the way down below and click on theme settings. Then I'm gonna set this thickness to 0 and that should do it. Next, let's update the text here on the right. Let's change the title to About Us. I'm gonna change the heading size to small and just make this bold. Then I'm gonna update the text here to something about me or my shop, but let's leave it at that for now. Then we are gonna update the button to say learn more, and later on we'll update the link here to About Us page once we have created that page. I'm gonna add another image banner section and do the same steps I did a while ago, and then I'm gonna use this banner I created in Canva as well. And lastly, I'm gonna add another featured collection showing the best sellers under this banner. I'm just gonna copy the settings we did for the new arrivals, and our homepage looks much better now. Next, we are gonna update our collections page. So here on the top, let's click on this drop down and click on collection list. By default, Shopify will show all your collections here. However, sometimes I have a new collection that is not yet ready for release, and I wouldn't want to show that in here just yet. So what I'm gonna do is hide this collection list page section. Then I'm gonna add a section called collection list, and then I'm gonna manually select the collections I want to show on this page. I'm just gonna use the same style I did on the homepage a while ago. And if you're feeling extra, you can also add a banner here at the top instead of just using the simple heading here. To do that, let's first remove this heading here, and then let's add an image banner section and just delete these blocks under it since we're not gonna need that. And then I'm just gonna add the header that I created on Canva, set the banner height to adapt the first image, then let's drag this to the top, and there, our collection page now looks super aesthetic. Next, I'm gonna show you how to create page templates. Let's click on the drop down here at the top again, and let's go to pages, and let's create a template and name it About Us and click on create template. Then let's design our page. I'm gonna add here a banner like we did a while ago. Then I'm gonna add an image with text section, add some image, and then replace the heading to say our story and add the text. And then let's add another one that says about our brand. Again, add some image and text, then let's just swap the arrangement here for that extra look. And lastly, I would like to add a featured collection showing our bestsellers and put a title such as Shop Our Staff Picks. Later on, we can then connect this page template to our About Us page. I'm just gonna do some little adjustments here to make it look better. All in all, I'm just showing you what you can possibly do when customizing your theme, but feel free to experiment on the sections because the best way to learn this is by doing. And there we have our custom About Us page. Moving on, let's also edit our contact page template. Again, let's go to this drop down, click on pages, and in here Shopify by default has a contact page template already created, so we are just gonna edit this one. I'm just gonna hide the page section like I did on the About Us and add my own banner that I created on Canva. And that should do it for this page. Now let's go create an FAQ page template as well. Again, let's go to this drop down, click on pages, create template, and then name it as FAQ. Let's hide the page section by clicking this icon. Then let's add a collapsible content section. Then update it to say frequently asked questions. Update some color settings and style here based on your preferences. And then for each collapsible row, you can then add your question and the answer under the row content. You can also change the icon here like a question mark instead of this checkbox. And once we have added all our FAQs, let's save our theme and go back to our Shopify dashboard. Now let's move on to pages. When we customized our theme a while ago, we already created our page templates. Those are just page templates and not the actual page just yet. So this time, let's create the page and assign those templates. This is the area where you can add pages such as About Us, FAQ, and all other pages you would like to add. By default, Shopify already created our contact page. So all we have to do now is the About Us page and our FAQ page. To add a page, let's click on Add Page, then add your title. And I'm just gonna leave this content blank here because we already created our About Us page on the theme. All we have to do now is set the theme template to About Us. This is important, so make sure you selected the correct template. Make sure the page is visible and click on Save. So let me show you what this page will look like now that we added the theme template. Now, if we put this back to the default one, this is how it will look like. So it's very important that you do not miss this step when creating custom pages. Then let's do the same thing for the FAQ page. Let's add a page and set the theme template to FAQ. Now it's time to set up our menu. Here is our default main menu created by Shopify. I'm just gonna edit this and add some of our collections as well as the About Us page. So let's click on main menu, and here on catalog, I would rename this to say shop, and then I'm gonna remove the link and change it to a hashtag symbol because you cannot leave this as blank. But if you are gonna put a hashtag here, it will be considered as a link, but it will not point to anything in particular. Then I'm gonna add another menu item here and add the new arrivals collection, bestsellers, sale, pastel collection, and lastly, the About Us page. Then I'm gonna go ahead and arrange this. For the collections, I would put this under shop, and this will be a drop-down menu. To do that, let's drag the 6 dots here on the left and put this under shop and align it like this. Let's do this for the rest. And there, my menu is done, and I'll just click on the Save menu. Now let's go back and update our footer menu as well. Now let's go ahead and preview our shop. As you can see, everything looks better now, and our shop looks like it's ready to make a sale. But this is just the aesthetics. We still have to make sure that our settings are right, so let's continue. Now that we have finished editing our theme, we can now proceed with updating our settings by clicking here. Under General, you can see here your store details and billing address. You can also update this here by clicking this pencil icon. You can change your store name, add your store phone number, as well as change your store email address. Below here, you can also update your unit system and your time zone. You can also update your order processing settings and manage your brand assets. So let's click on Manage and update our branding here. Next, let's proceed and set up our payment processor so you can start accepting payments. If you live in a country where Shopify Payments is accepted, then that would most likely your default payment option. If not, there are also other options such as PayPal. Just follow the steps to activate each payment option. Next, update your shipping and delivery settings if you are selling physical products. The amount for shipping will vary depending on your shipping company, so it's best to inquire them regarding the prices so you can set it up here accordingly. If you are using print on demand such as Printify or Printful, they usually have their shipping profiles that you can just easily set up here. You can also set up local delivery or pick up in store. As for taxes, it depends on your country, so it's best to talk to a tax advisor for details on this. Next, let's proceed with policies. So it's also best to set some store policies to protect your business as well as your customers. Shopify has a default template for these policies, so you can just use that and just make sure that you edit or update the details. Most likely, you will have to update your shipping policies and refund policy depending on your needs. Lastly, if your store is ready to go, you can go ahead and pick a plan so that you can finally make your site go live and remove the password. Basic plan is recommended for new users, but as you grow, you can probably select a higher plan because of the benefits. One of those could be the card rates. Like if you're already selling quite more, card rates from 2% going down to 1% could already be a huge difference, and it could make up more than the monthly fee that you have to pay to upgrade to this plan. So make sure to do your math and see which plan could benefit you more. So here on domains, this is where you can edit your My Shopify URL to make it more of your branding URL. So from this random letters and numbers, you can change this to something like pastelgrid.myshopify.com. It's also best to purchase a domain to make it more professional. You can purchase that directly via Shopify or your favorite domain provider. And that's it. You just learned the things you need to be able to start using Shopify. And if you don't want to start from scratch, you can also check out my shop, pastelgrid.com. I sell beautiful Shopify themes that are ready to use. They are also very customizable, so you can change colors, fonts, and even the graphics to match your branding. So in my next video, I will show you how you can easily install my Shopify themes. If you want to learn more, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!